Okay, hi everybody, it's me, Bob County 22. Well, winter is here. Um, okay, so first off, let's get out of the way. I'm only doing one anime. So basically, I'm only doing episode reviews for one anime this season. The rest are basically going to be sprinkled in with some first impressions, anime series reviews. Most of the animes for the winter 2024 to 2025 season, well, I should say the 2025 season, is fantasy. There are some surprisingly interesting ones, one I don't want to get into details with, but that one, there's this show about a detective doctor, and this other show I'm thinking about doing are going to be first impressions. And then an anime series review, along with some other shows that are going to be anime series review. And also this season, I'm definitely going to do an anime series review, season 2 of Apothecary Diaries. That is guaranteed. But this, Sakamoto Days. Okay, so the way to really explain, the way to really look at this show, this anime, is, in my opinion, if you were to take John Wick and you would change how things went. So let's imagine for a second that Keanu Reeves as John Wick, his wife doesn't die. They have a kid, and they have their own store. That is essentially what Sakamoto Days is. So Sakamoto is this legendary assassin. He kills people for a living, the whole bit. But then he goes to a store, convenience store, meets this girl, and boom! Fell in love. So he gets married, he has a kid, and he gets fat. But he still has the skills that he had when he was an assassin. So nobody can touch him. So I was like, what the hell? But what ends up happening is his old partner, Shin, who reads minds, okay, because literally that's the only way we know. This is the weird part of this anime. That's the only way you know what's going on with Sakamoto. He doesn't talk. I was like, what? He didn't say a single word in this episode. The only time you actually hear him is when Shin is there and he's reading his mind. I was like, okay. But, like, legit, he just. Well, legit, what basically happens is the boss basically told Shin, because he beats Sakamoto and tries to tell him to go back to killing, and he's not doing that anymore. There's a scene where he's about to smoke a cigarette, and then out of nowhere, Sakamoto has a razor blade, and he cuts the cigarette in half, and he says, "No smoking." And eventually, Shin leaves, and we have this thing with the boss, part of the organization, who wants him to kill Sakamoto. Get it done. So he attempts to kill him and fails miserably. And it's just so funny how this show is going about this, because I've seen the trailer. And in one of the trailers, I'm not sure which one, the wife tells him no more killing. So one of the trailers said that. I don't know which one. Anyway, but basically, he takes down Shin with candy, uh, anything that's in the store. And it's like, yo, this is so. He took I don't know if it was a gumball or something. He threw it at him. He shoots him, and it hits the candy, and that's enough to redirect the bullet to go somewhere else and not at Sakamoto. This show is I don't want to call this the John Wick anime, but it's like an alternate version of a John Wick in a weird way. But you got to look at it from that perspective because it's pretty much the same thing. And then eventually, we know what happens with John Wick and everything. I don't have to go into details. But Shin gets taken out. He's not dead. And he's having dinner with them, and he leaves. And then obviously the boss is pissed off because he didn't kill Sakamoto. And he's like, he makes a deal with the boss saying, if I kill myself, you'll spare him. And of course, Shin can read minds, and the boss, in his head, says he doesn't want to. Oh no, I'll just kill him anyway. And he, okay, I knew that. And he starts fighting these guys. Sakamoto, this show is totally the stratosphere. He's at the diner. I mean, not the diner, the convenience store. And he's listening in because he bugged Shin's gun. He puts in these numbers in the cash register, and it's like a fucking huge rows on rows of guns and weapons. And I'm like, what? And then there's this one little gun. And you know what it is? A taser. I was like, oh my God. So he finds Shin. He takes out all these guys with nothing. A taser? Takes them out with a taser? Chopsticks? Sharpened pencils? I was like, oh my God. And then he uses these, I don't know what the hell these were. They were like black metal rods that have knives come out, and he just slices their guns in half. I was like, yo, this is... But I have to reiterate, the thing is about this show is that Sakamoto, you can tell as you watch episode 1 that he doesn't kill. So it's like a weird situation. So this is like if John Wick still had a wife. Well, I don't know if this would be the same scenario, but, kind of. So what ends up happening, basically, when that all goes down, Sakamoto just gives him an apron, and he's going to work at his convenience store. Now, from my understanding, there are going to be more characters. I think more characters are going to be with Sakamoto. They're going to be assassins too. But I think there's more here. Like, there's going to be more assassins coming after him, and he has to just basically fend them off. Because the whole bit is that he left, and no one leaves this organization. It's like, it's sort of like, I don't want to mention Cowboy Bebop, but kind of, a little way. In a way. But first episode, I have to give this a 9 out of 10. Not crazy 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10. I thought the action was good. Animation was good. I find it very funny that you have this fat guy and he's taking out these dudes. Yet, like literally, he kicks you and you go fucking flying. Like, Jesus. Like, he literally, from my understanding, from what I was seeing, there's superhuman strength here. Like, damn. But this will be the show I review. Because the rest are mostly fantasy, as I stated. But there are a few I want to do first impressions on for the winter. Anime series reviews will happen, hopefully, here and there, when we get closer to the end of these shows. It's going to be difficult. The whole point of being difficult with the anime series reviews is I get bogged out on them. I just don't have enough time to just do them. So, but One of them, first impression wise, I want to do tonight. And I'll see how if I can. Maybe after I have an appointment of doing so, I have something to do later tonight. But after I'm done with that, I'll probably try to do this. The first impressions that I'm doing, which is for Detective Doctor. More details to ensue. But this is the first episode of Sakamoto Days. Pretty good. Like I said, 9 out of 10. Good animation, good story, good action. Yeah, will be it. Now, like I said before, as far as the next season is concerned, as far as going down the line, don't get your hopes up with me. I think for spring, it's going to be pretty dry. The only show that I saw coming out in spring as of right now is Fire Force, and I'm not that well versed in reviewing it. So I think Sakamoto Days is fun, entertaining, action-packed, and it's up my alley. So it's definitely something to jump onto right after Dan to Dan. Just saying. This is Bonka 922. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.